For those who are just tuning in and joining us in your life, because they holy heck. Well, come on in. Hi.
Hello.
Well, we have a guest.
Aren't you glad to see me?
Oh my, we were just about to talk about
Our county life.
We're talking about Bob Horowitz.
Yes, we were.
Oh, it's great to be here to see you.
Well, thank
I'm
you.
not sure about the
And it
Grinch.
looks kind of like with your collar, you like a little Snow White or something today, or whoever it would be. I
Or an
don't
angel.
know.
You don't have a poisonous apple with you, do you?
I can't tell you.
Okay.
So I was talking to him about, this is
my
your
life.
life. I was
Okay.
asking him about, I was saying that most people, they know him as a mayor, they know him as a county commissioner, but he was a city law director and a prosecutor in Massillon, councilman, yep, saved SARTA, and a lot of different things. But you, obviously, were right along there too, right?
I was, and I got to sit beside him in many of those county commissioner meetings, which were a lot of fun. And he and I were always like picking on each other. And that's not going to stop, by the way. Just because he's retiring doesn't mean he's out of bounds.
That's right.
Throw the flag.
Throw the flag.
Out of bounds.
So talk about your relationship and how the many things that you guys, okay, maybe not.
No.
The things that you accomplished. You accomplished a lot together.
Well, we knew each other and worked together. I mean, most people that are in politics know each other in some way, shape, or form, casually or otherwise, and so forth. And so, of course, we did. And you, of course, became mayor.
I did.
And that was really what
20 years ago.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
And
That was
then
20
that
years
short
ago.
stint there 4 years, and then off to the White House. And then
Yep.
when I came back, I was sad.
Yeah.
And so he was actually a commissioner before I was, just
Okay.
by a few months, I think.
Is that right? Okay.
Is that right?
That could
Because
be.
you
That
got
doesn't sound
appointed.
right, but okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Whatever. I mean, real close. And then I got elected, and we were both in there together.
Mhm.
And I think when I think back to those relationships and to the county, when Tom and I came in, I believe that the county was at about rock bottom.
Yeah, remember the county had lost the sales tax.
Yes.
And they had also gone through the issues in the treasurer's office
Yes.
with the loss of
All the
about
money.
$3 million or theft of $3 million in funds and so forth. And that was where the county was, I think, at that point.
And the only way for
Yeah.
us to go was up.
Mhm.
And I would like to believe, and maybe I shouldn't say this, that people trusted Tom Bernabei and they trusted Janet Creighton.
Yeah, I agree.
And together, I believe we worked hard to get the sales tax passed. We had a
Very
great
important.
committee.
Yep.
People bought into it.
Yep.
And maybe there was a trust factor. But the one thing that we did, we listened to the constituents because they said, not of tax in perpetuity.
Yeah.
We want to have sunsets.
Yeah.
We want to know exactly what you're spending it on. We listened.
Yeah.
And we got it passed.
Yeah.
And it was, I believe, a team effort, not just with us, but with the entire team of the county. And so we got them to buy in, didn't we?
Absolutely.
In spite of
And
your-
with her cheerful, beaming presence and so forth. No, we had a lot of problems. There were a lot of financial issues. Sometimes financial issues are good in that you bring government back to levels that become more basic and people can resonate with better and so forth. But people also then miss some services also. And the biggest issue that we probably had again was the county jail going forward.
Correct.
Which again,
Right.
and you've been at that point again. I mean, not
We're
as
there
in
again.
bad a shape,
Mhm.
but now we're at the point where the county jail is getting very, very old, outmoded in its technology and the ability to house people and so forth. So
We have a lot of work to do.
again,
Well, and I was a person on the outside looking in, watching the two of you. I would agree 100% that when the two of you were on the Board of County Commissioners, that was the start of the turnaround and where it is today. We always talk about how fiscally responsible commissioners became and hadn't been for a while. It really
Right.
hadn't been.
Right.
But I think the bigger part is that I attribute to both of you is how smart you are. You're both extremely smart people. This guy, look at,
He's really
I am, and people are watching on video right now. I invite him to come and talk to me about his retirement, and look what he brings. He brings a folder with a stack of papers.
Of course,
Well,
and I'm more political than Tom is. Would you
Yes,
agree with that?
yes.
Yeah. I'm more political than he is.
Mhm.
But even though we're from both different sides of the aisle, Tom and I have always communicated. And I only remember one time maybe kind of getting mad at him. There might have been more than one, but maybe one. But, he always had a habit of throwing pencils at people. But so there you go. But I think, well, no, I don't think, I know, we respect one another, and I know how smart he really is.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Yeah.
is a bright man, and I'm glad that I had the opportunity to serve with him because I learned so much. And he does a lot of things behind the scenes that people don't know about.
Yep.
And he and Bibi are a team, and I keep telling everyone that Bibi's gonna get the medal when she goes to heaven. You're not gonna get, well, I don't even know where you're going. I don't know.
I'm not going to heaven, you're telling me.
Well, I'm gonna pray for you.
There you go. Yeah, I would agree. That's, I was glad to be a witness to all of that. I was glad to be a witness to it all. And that's why, part of the reason I wanted to do this was to be able to sit down, because I remember, going to his office. I was pregnant with my son, Alex, who's 31.
I'm glad that she,
I'm
I'm glad that she finished that.
Pregnant with my
sentence
son,
in that
Alex.
way. It wasn't
And
me.
talk about Sophie.
Ah,
Sophie was your
yes.
right arm at
Sophie
that time.
Klein.
That's right.
Yeah.
So like,
Yes.
yes, I remember that.
Yeah. And she said, "Oh, here, we got you baby gifts," and
Isn't that sweet?
yeah. And I would go up there, I'd go stumbling around the county trying to get news stories, 8 months pregnant. But he was teaching me we were just talking about SCOG and all the different things and how county government worked and how commissioners don't pass laws, and just learned everything. And that was, but it's good to always look back and see. Anything that you guys wish you could have accomplished differently, or do you feel like you did everything you wanted to do?
I think in any government, you probably agree, I mean, the first thing you have to do is get the finances in order, because you can have the greatest and longest wish list of things to do, and if you don't have money and therefore you can't prioritize it. I mean, you have to be able to prioritize things well when you do have money, but if you don't have financing and funding, and for us in that job, funding came through the sales tax, and therefore the will of the people. I mean, it was in place, and it was subject to a 5-year period and then a termination period. So either you had the confidence of people or you didn't. So you always have to be retested and win their confidence in order to continue funding. Whereas in city government or state government or other governments, you have a sales tax which is basically in place, and you don't lose it, or you don't lose an income tax because it doesn't have a term on it. But in county government, because of these periods of the sales tax, and the same thing with park levies and some other things, you continually have to go back. So you have to do a good job all the time.
Well, and
be
again, I
responsible.
always remind you, Stark County is different because we are one of the few that do renew our tax. And that's what the public wanted, and I call it our report card. So I'd like to think that when Tom and I leave this earth, that we've left a legacy of good government and good financial stewardship and getting that sales tax passed, knowing that the next group that comes in have to all work together. And even when we pass a sales tax, it's not just the county, it's our partners in the cities and the villages and the townships that really buy into our concept. So I hope that that's something that they will always at least appreciate what we have done for this county, because we both love this county. We were both raised in the city, have a love for the city and the county, and we just had a great time working together.
Go Layman.
Go Lincoln.
I was just going to say, you're a graduate of Lincoln. You're a graduate of Layman.
Cake eater. He's a cake eater.
He's a cake eater. Explain what the cake eater thing is.
They're rich. They were rich and ate cake all the time. That's poor Lincoln kids. We were on the southwest side of Canton, which I'm proud to be a southwest.
You were a cracker eater or something to that effect?
No, we both had great families, so I know we did.
That's very funny. That's funny. All right. Well,
I can't say anything about our Lincoln friends.
I know.
Uh-huh.
I love them, I do. So I wish you the best, my friend, and, we keep saying goodbye to each
I was
other.
gonna say, I saw you said goodbye to me the other day,
I
and you're saying
did,
goodbye
I
to me
did,
again.
and I'm saying goodbye to you.
no.
I'm not really saying goodbye. We're gonna
No,
find
we're
a
gonna
place
see
for
each
you.
other.
Do you wanna serve on a board or a commission?
I would like to oversee media in the county.
Okay, and also, would you like to become a Republican so I can recruit you to run for office? And with that, I'm gonna sign off.
Oh my gosh, wait a minute,
Well,
this is breaking news, ladies and
That
gentlemen.
answer to breaking news will be, no, I'm sorry.
Hey, I tried,
Teach,
didn't I?
that's
And
it.
when you go back earlier to finances and so forth, Democrats are more fiscally responsible,
Oh,
but
yeah.
that
Oh,
kind
now
of
she fixed the
demonstrates
microphone
how we
back
got
up,
along
yeah.
Oh
well
boy,
together.
you're gonna get my ire up. I don't think so. You guys are spendthrifts. All you wanna do is give away. No, and we are very fiscally responsible.
This is for another time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Yes.
Well, I love him. I love you too, Pam.
Thank you,
Thank
and
you.
I'm so glad you came by.
Okay.
I
Thank you, my
appreciate it.
friend.
Well, thank you for visiting me. I did not expect you to visit me.
I was asked.
Yeah, I'm so glad we could have you come down. Appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, I did.
How to say.
All right, folks. See ya.
Okay.
It's out there.
All right.